Fantasy Rap
with Austin and Ozzy.
Oh, I just love those boys.
Hey everyone, this is Fantasy Rap, and I'm your host Ozzy.
And I'm your co-host Austin.
You can find us on fantasyrap.com. That is fantasywrap.com. Hey everybody, welcome. We are the follow-up to week 4.
Yep.
And a special note, this is our 100th podcast. Ooh. Yeah, some little fanfare, maybe some, I don't see the balloons and I don't see the fireworks, but it's 100.
Yep.
So how'd you do this week? You did better than me.
I went 4-0 this week.
Nice.
4-0 this week. I had a little lower, scored 140 on the dot in my one dynasty.
That's not the one we're in?
No,
okay.
I was the top scorer. I had 198 in that one. This is like my third week in a row, because it was 3 weeks ago was the one where I scored 200 and Isaac scored 203.
Yeah. So are you in second place now? Because he lost.
I didn't move. I'm still in 5th.
Oh.
Yeah, so he lost, so Honcho's first, then it's Isaac, then it's is it Steelers fan or something, I think.
Who?
And then,
yeah, he beat me, Steelers fan.
And then, I'm in like 4th or 5th right now.
You know where I am?
You're in 6th, right?
I am in 6th. Yeah. I am 1-3.
Yeah.
And I'm in a 5-way tie for 6th.
Yeah.
6th through 10th are all 1-3.
Yeah.
And I have the most points.
Nice. So, yeah.
But it's close.
I have the most points scored in our dynasty by, it was like 50 or 60 points. So, yeah.
All you
like
have to do is... Well, are you 2-2 or are you 3-1? Well, you have to be 2-2.
Yeah, I believe I'm 2-2. So
because otherwise you would have passed the other two in scoring, because those guys are 3-1.
Yep. So, and then in the Yahoo league that we're in, I finally won. So I'm 1-3 there.
I choked.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then got a much needed win in the main Yahoo league with all my buddies. I was going into last night down like 8 points, and I had Bo Nix and Jamar Chase. Oh. So I'm glad it wasn't just Jamar Chase, because I would have lost.
Yeah, Jamar Chase barely won the game for us for Honcho.
Yeah, I was by less than a point.
I think he ended up right around a point.
Yeah. So
that last catch for like 5 or 10 yards or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Bengals, jeez. I mean, the O-line is horrible. Jake Browning is horrible.
Yeah.
He missed. I mean, Jamar Chase was open. I mean, he missed him on a wide open touchdown. Just, I didn't even look at him essentially, and then.
So they're 2-2, right?
Yeah, and they're going to be.
Is it? But is it time to go find a quarterback?
I mean, I think
trade for Kirk Cousins. Trade for. I mean, there are quarterbacks.
Well, the Falcons still want. They had come out. I think it was before. It was last week or before last week, saying they still wanted a premium draft pick for Kirk. But
make them the right offer and take the entire salary off the books. They'll do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
I'm guessing you give them. You take the remaining salary, and I bet they give them to you.
Yeah. So I mean, I know the Bengals. They got to do something. I think. I mean, they were that second week in a row where they look. I mean, they look worse, like the worst team in football.
Yeah.
The defense is horrible.
The Jets are pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Bengals are right down there with them right now. I mean, So in that Yahoo league, Isaac, our friend, he was down like 6 points, and he had Chase Brown, and he was nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was late into the fourth quarter when Chase Brown, he had caught a pass for like 10, 12 yards, and that's what put him over finally.
Yep.
But he was sweating the whole game.
I have a question for you. In your Yahoo league, do you use their standard scoring? A shutout is 20 points.
No, we don't do. I don't think we get points for shutouts for defense.
See, that's I don't like that.
Yeah,
and I certainly don't like 20 points.
20 points is too much. I think you should get something.
And down to like negative 5 or negative
Yeah.
10 if you give up 35 or 40 or more.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we
I
don't
think-
do that.
I think we got to change that
Yep.
in our league. But
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, the Bengals they got to
Yeah.
do whether it's Kirk. I mean, Kirk would be obviously. I think he'd be the best option. I mean, for fantasy wise, I think the best would be Jameis because he'll let it rip.
yeah, maybe.
You know,
Maybe. And maybe with the receivers they've got, maybe Jameis would make more sense.
I think he would. I mean, even if you can give him. If you can give them more time, I mean, that's the problem with the thing with the Bengals too is their O line is absolutely horrible. I mean, the Broncos rushed 3 defenders, and 2 of them combined for a sack. They had 4 linemen, or 3 linemen, and P. Ryan stepped up to block the nose tackle. Yeah,
Well, at least they took care of the
they
nose
took
tackle.
care of that guy, but then Browning got sandwiched by 2 guys because both of their tackles have lead in their shoes or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
They were
couldn't-
nailed. Maybe their shoes were nailed down.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I mean, the Bengals,
bad.
they're going to keep losing, and you saw Jamar Chase kind of, from what it looked like, was he walked over to Zach Taylor while they were on defense and started chirping at him.
Yeah.
So I don't
There's-
know what's going on.
There's pride there. There's expectation. I mean, herein lies the problem. You gave all that money to 3 players,
Yep.
and when the one goes down,
Yeah.
the other 2 become worthless.
Yep.
And I'm on the receiving end of that too because I got T. Higgins in that
Yeah.
trade. However, I traded away, Lamar Jackson, and he's now hurt, and I traded away C.D. Lamb, and he's hurt. Both to the same guy who
Yeah.
almost lost,
Yep.
and he apparently won't trade with me anymore because I keep on giving him guys. So CMC is going to get hurt this week because I traded him as part of
I
that
mean,
deal.
you've got Pearsall's injured, Purdy's banged up, still banged up a little bit. Juwan Jennings looks like because they have the Thursday night game. Juwan
and
Jennings.
they look bad.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings isn't gonna, probably not gonna play because he didn't, practice today on a
Right.
Monday is normally just like a hypothetical kind of walk through
Today's
meetings
Tuesday,
kind of
but
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, whatever. But so if Jennings is probably gonna miss, even if Purdy plays, CMC is going to get like 15 targets in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be insane, the amount of usage. So, and who knows, that might be the thing that breaks him.
I hope not
Yeah.
because Brittany has him in
I'm
your
playing
your
Brit this
league.
week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No bad juju. I actually won the important one. I'm 4-0, the only 4-0 team, the high scoring team.
Yep.
And Addison came back, and man, I'm sitting there, and he gets that 83-yard, 82-yard pass play,
Yep.
and gets tackled at the 1.
Yep.
Take 8 points out of my hands.
Yeah.
Luckily, Gibbs had a good game. George Pickens
Yeah. Yeah.
went off against us. The Packers' defense just disappeared. So here's the interesting thing. Do you remember what Micah had said? Who was going to have a great year? Who had 3 really good weeks on the defensive line? Lucas Van Ness.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what his stats were for Sunday's game?
Probably a goose.
A goose.
Yeah.
He had no tackle, no solos, no assists. He just disappeared
Yeah. That's.
from the game. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going back and forth, and then again, LaFleur in the past has done this too, but the clock management was bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Well, and go ahead.
And we got Halfley, right? The DC.
Halfley.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he reverted back to our former defensive
Yeah.
coordinator. Like, he transformed in the booth and is like, okay, well, we scored a touchdown. We're going to play the softest zone
Yeah.
prevent defense
Yeah.
you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And let them go down the field in 5 plays and score?
Well-
and and then you leave it. We're able to go down and you kick. You leave it to a 53-yarder.
Yeah.
You know, and
you almost ran out of time.
Yeah.
Throwing that pass into the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah, down to a second.
Yeah. And it's like they said, had Jack Sanborn? No. Who was the
Sanborn? Is it Jack or? It's Sanborn is the last name. I can't remember.
Yeah, Jack Sanborn, I think his name is.
Yep.
From the Badgers. Yeah. He hadn't turned around, so he didn't see the ball. Mm-hmm. Had he tipped the ball, a second would have run off.
Yep.
And the game would have been over.
Yeah,
and then on top of it, Rich Bisaccia. If there's ever a time when you need to actually teach someone something, it's the kick returner who continues to take a ball that's inside of the landing area, catch it on a bounce, and then take the knee.
Yeah.
You get it at the 20. If you go out and catch the ball and run with it, you're going to get to the 25 minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Stop thinking, oh, that looks like it's going to make it. Let's go to the 40. Just catch the dang ball and run.
Yep.
I mean, we put ourselves behind the 8 ball how many different times on kickoffs?
Well, they had to... did they block a kick?
Yeah, they blocked an extra point and ran it back for 2.
And there was a picture of that. There's five or six Cowboys, on that side of the ball, and there's like 4 linemen.
Yep.
I get if they load it,
and
whatever,
they took the outside guy, but then the other guy split through and blocked it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of... I don't know what's going on with the block kicks this year.
How hard can it
crazy.
be to block on kicking?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's really difficult.
Also,
do we actually have our regular offensive linemen in? I don't think we do.
Was Zach Tom was out again, I believe?
No, but I mean kicking plays where we're kicking a field goal. It almost seemed like we had other guys in than our offensive line, and I guess I don't understand. And maybe there's a reason for it, but you would think you would have your biggest guys out there to block. Mm-hmm. But I'm not positive on that. But I could have sworn I saw Sean Ryan come off and sit down while we were kicking an extra point or a field goal.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense to me.
That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, NFL needs to get rid of ties too. I know that the reason they changed that was because of the TV time and running into other games.
Well, they also did it because
nobody wants to see it. I mean,
no, but they give both teams an opportunity to score now.
Yeah,
take that away.
Yes. Well, I don't know. If they both kick,
it wouldn't have made a difference, right? It wouldn't have made a difference in our game.
Yeah, if the Cowboys kick a field goal and then we have to kick a field goal, the game shouldn't just end. It shouldn't just.
Well, it ended because we ran out of time.
Well, yeah, but the ties. I just hate it. Just play it out, or what's been going around is people are saying to do a NHL style shootout, but with the kickers.
Yeah.
And
start at 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yep, until
75.
Misses.
See, but that's not really fair because then Dallas automatically wins. Because I don't care who you're going to go against.
He can boot it. I mean, that 53-yarder was
it was, but
and had some. I mean, that was still
it was, but
speed. So
Brandon Aubrey is far and away best kicker in the NFL right now.
I mean,
and then you've got like I texted you last night, that offensive juggernaut known as Nick Folk.
He's been in the league for like 20 years.
Yeah, I know. He's 40 years old. But you see the belly on him?
Yeah.
I mean, take a little pride. You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
It's like those pitchers that go out there that don't look like athletes at all. And I if you can still throw 98 miles an hour, all the best to you. But I don't know. Have a little.
Yeah. He's 40.
I'm 61 and I look far better than he does. I
As long-
can't
as long
kick a
as-
ball.
Exactly. As long as he's making kicks,
Yeah, and he
Whatever.
actually made a 58-yarder.
something like that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was crazy.
whatever.
Longest of his career at 40. So it's like they said, people are making. I mean, kicks have become longer and longer and longer, and it just seems so effortless with certain
Yeah.
guys.
It
Brandon
kinda-
Aubrey being the main guy,
Yeah.
he just kind of there it is.
It kind of reminds like how like Steph Curry changed the NBA
Yeah.
with the 3-point. Now
Yeah.
everybody jacks up 3-pointers and jacks up deep 3-pointers. Like
way more than I like to see.
yeah, like it kind of started to me like with Tucker a couple years ago. You know, he'd kick, you know, every now and then get like a
Oh, yeah.
61. Well, he holds the record, right, at 66 yards,
Something like that,
something
yeah.
like that. You know, so
But
now
it would have
definitely
been
seems like,
been beaten by
Well-
Aubrey last year if it weren't
Yeah.
for a penalty that pushed him back to 70 something.
yeah.
And they
that
didn't kick it because he
Cam
made the
Little
one.
in the preseason, he kicked that one.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
you know
70,
but
67,
I thought it was farther than that
Maybe.
even. But you know, I mean,
69.
so yeah, I think it's that nice. I think that's kind of there's that trend where the guys like, you know, because we're seeing, you know, there's been quite a few. I mean, again this year, a lot of misses as well.
Well, there have.
and it seems
a lot
like
of
a lot
blocked.
of and a lot of blocks. But it seems like a lot of these misses are those like, you know, 35-yard on the hash. You know,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
more technical kicks.
Angled.
You know that you got to really account for that and everything. So, you know, guys are just getting way out there.
Yeah.
And they can kick it straight
Well,
every time.
All I know is we've got in our 32-year league, and you know, or 35 years, whatever they've been doing it for. You know, back in the day when no one kicked, I mean, you almost never saw a kick over 55.
Yeah.
So we award 10 points to a kick that's 55 or more.
Yeah.
Yet a 50-yarder is 7. And then, or maybe 6. I mean, it goes, you know, if you kick anything under 30, it's 3 points, then 4 for 30 to 39,
Yeah.
5 for 40 to 49, 6 for 50 to 54. Then it becomes 10.
Yeah.
And I'm almost tempted to say we should do 7, 50 to 50, or 55 to 60,
Yeah.
and then only give 10 for 60 plus.
It'll
because
turn into that. Yeah.
I mean, you get. I've had a couple weeks ago, Aubrey had 30 points for me.
Yeah.
30 points out of your kicker because he had 2 55-yard plus, and then he had
Yeah.
whatever else he did.
That's crazy.
30 points. So, moving on. We go to our injuries. We'll start out with Darnell Mooney, week to week with a hamstring. Not a big name right now, although they were expecting more out of him in the, like this past week.
Yeah.
They were expecting him to have a decent week, and then he got injured.
Well, yeah, Drake London had the big week, and then
Right.
Kyle Pitts had a good week too,
Yeah.
and now they're on bye, so
Right, so Mooney
know.
gets the...
gets a free
week
to-
off, so-
Yep. So
Then we've got Lamar Jackson, week to week with a hamstring.
yeah, that
Now-
one.
The people who were actually doing the game said, yeah, he probably would have come. I think he would have come back if it were a closer game. Coach said no.
Yeah, there's no way he was coming back in
Yeah.
that game. So, yeah, I mean that one obviously big one to monitor. And if he comes back and he is, I mean he's even a 60% healthy Lamar Jackson is better than a fully healthy Cooper Rush.
Oh,
So-
undoubtedly.
But
But
that
they're 1 and
limits
3 too.
That too is, I mean, they really, if they're, I don't know how they would because their defense is horrible right now.
Right.
But if they're still thinking deep run into the playoffs, I mean, they can't really afford for him to
No.
miss time.
No.
But you got to protect your best player, and
Right.
So
Their defense over the past few years has started out slow, except for 1 year, and then second half of the season they're a top 8
yeah, that is
defense.
true.
So
Yeah.
yes, they stink, but
Yeah.
maybe it's not. Maybe they can apply some deodorant, some spray.
Yeah, some lipstick on the pig.
Yeah, exactly. Lipstick.
I
on
mean,
the pig.
I think Lamar, if Lamar does miss, a week or two, or 3, who knows, I think that'll bring Derrick Henry back up to what he was week 1, where he's going to be getting. I think he'll just get so many carries. I mean, in defenses they'll play a little more heavy-handed towards the run, but I mean he hasn't. Henry hasn't been, aside from week 1 when you're like, holy, this is the number 1 running back for the season. Hasn't done hardly anything. So
well, no, he had a good week 3, was it?
Last week
Outside of the fumble. Yeah, he disappeared in week 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, against the Browns.
And then he had a good game until he fumbled. I mean, he still put up decent numbers.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if you wanted to, or if you're in the position, I think Derrick Henry might be a decent buy at a bit of a little bit of a discount. I mean, you're not going to get him for free, obviously, but
no.
If you get somebody that's
although Justice Hill saw a lot of.
That is true. I mean, Hill's always been.
I'm pretty sure he's on our.
If they get down,
studs.
Hill is the guy. He's the pass catching.
Right.
Kind of more 2-minute drill kind of guy. So that does make yes, that makes sense. You could see an uptick, but I think again, your best player goes down, you're gonna just feed it to your second best player. Right. So
just going straight to who was that wide receiver we were talking about? Bateman.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we've got Cedric Tillman, week to week with a hamstring. Boy, this looks, a lot of this looks...
Hamstring.
Yeah, wait till we get to knee.
Yeah, so Tillman, they did come out and say that he's probably going to miss weeks.
Yeah.
So...
I think he went on the IR. In fact, I know he went on IR.
Yeah, I dropped him. I actually dropped him before last week, this week 4, so...
Well, the only reason I know is I've got him in our dynasty.
Okay.
So
yeah, I had him in the main Yahoo league, and because he was getting a lot of targets, it wasn't turning into anything really. Right. They had a pretty tough section of their schedule early here for the Browns. So
very tough.
But yeah, I mean Jerry Jeudy had so many targets this week, but did pretty much nothing with it.
Yeah, he dropped that touchdown.
Yep. So I think
was going to probably be a touchdown.
Judkins is going to be great, like he has been, and then I think actually Harold Fannin is probably going to take a little bit bigger.
He dropped.
Yeah, he did
that big one too.
So, but
right,
I mean, they're using him all over. I mean, he's getting carries every week too. So
yeah. He actually looks like a good receiver.
Yeah,
and he took one. I don't remember if it was a reception or a run, and he had his back to the defense, and he just leaned down and just shoved 3 guys that were holding on to him, just carried them backward, and I mean he's powerful.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Miles Sanders, day to day with an ankle. Not huge.
Yeah, I mean just more work for Javonte.
Right.
I mean, and he was pretty good against. Ended up with a decent stat line against Green Bay. And people were. I know he was probably benched if people could afford it because of the matchup, but Sanders was getting a few carries here and there, so it's going to be nothing but Javonte if Sanders misses. So.
Right. Next up, a tough one. Malik Neighbors out for the season with knee.
Yeah, I think they need to just burn MetLife down with just pile as much sage in there as you can, burn it down, and then build a new stadium because that place is taken. I mean, because that was OBJ. And it was against the Chargers when he tore his ACL, blew his knee up, and now Neighbors, and that one was bad because he was coming.
OBJ
he
came out and said something about it too.
Yeah, and Neighbors was coming down. Was it when he came down or when he jumped? It was when he jumped for that ball, and his knee just kind of turned in. And he came.
I'm glad
down.
I didn't see it.
It wasn't like. When they slowed it down, because they showed it a couple times.
Okay.
It wasn't one where it was obviously not like the Tyreek Hill, but
I didn't see that,
I mean his knee just kind of turned in a little bit, and when he came down, that's when it did, and then he had jumped, and in the air he just immediately grabs his knee, and when he comes down, and you could see his face. I mean, he was in a lot of pain, but yeah. And that stinks because Jackson Dart looked pretty darn good, and I mean they beat the Chargers, So
They beat the.
Yeah.
I pick up the Chargers defense, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be great." Now they scored me 10 points.
I told you last week. I said, Dart. Week 1, there's no film. He's new, young guy, amped up. It could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Ricky Pearsall, day to day with a knee. I don't know how bad his was.
I don't know either. I mean, yeah, that whole 49ers team is. There's kind of the running joke is that the only reason CMC's staying healthy is because he's got some sort of witchcraft. He's siphoning all the health from
Maybe.
the entire team.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it looks like Ayuk could come back in a couple of weeks,
yeah,
but that's questionable.
yeah.
Next up, Tyreek Hill out for the season with a knee.
That one was gross.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Luckily,
I'm sure you'll happen across it on
No, no.
social media.
there are certain things I don't want to see, and I've actually seen more than I care to see.
Yeah.
But like you and I were talking before before we got on air,
That's a
that could be
career.
it.
Yeah.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah. And for what he dislocated and tore pretty much everything.
Right.
In the knee. I mean, that would be, my guess would be a 2-year, almost like an Achilles,
Yeah.
where it's a 2-year
Well,
rehab, get
how,
back to
how,
the
how fast
strength
did
and
J.K.
everything.
Dobbins come back from his knee? How fast did Chubb come back from his knees?
Yeah.
These I'm saying they come back the next year, but
Yeah.
they're not the same player until, like you
Yeah.
said, another year.
Yeah, and ACL is, the Achilles really is a,
Yeah.
you're back, but it takes that extra off season into the second year post injury to get back to the full speed and what you
Right,
were
being able to
before.
cut and everything.
With Tyreek being 31,
Yeah.
and if he does come back, he was on the cart, he was laughing and clapping and pointing at the fan, it was kind of weird. He was almost, it almost seemed like he was relieved. I don't know if he was in just so much pain, but
they had already.
yeah,
The morphine was in,
yeah.
and he's like, woo.
Yeah. So if he were to ever come back and play, he's not going to be on the Dolphins.
Well,
I think
and
he's done in Miami. Because
the interesting,
he was almost done in Miami in the offseason. So
well, and the interesting thing is, he is still electric.
yeah, he was having a great game.
Yeah.
Up until then.
Yeah,
You know.
you just, and they kept on saying, the guy that you need to cover is number 10.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anyone else. And
Yeah.
what happened? Number 10 gets the ball, first down. Number 10 gets the ball, first down. Number 10 gets the ball, first down.
Yep.
Now, he gave up the first down a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then crossed back. In fact, on one play, he had the first down, he crossed back, he crossed over, had the first down again, he crossed back, and then he got the first down. And I'm like, run north and south, dude.
Yeah.
This east and
75
west thing,
yards.
sideline to sideline, yeah.
75 yards to gain 8.
Yeah, just go forward. Next up, we have Braylon Allen day to day with a, guess what, knee.
Yeah.
Did you see the play?
I didn't know. I just saw when he was walking, or he was on the sideline
Yeah,
at that point. So
well, first of all, it was a fumble.
yep.
So I don't know if it was the knee that caused the fumble. He also got his bell rung.
Oh.
He took a hit to the head, helmet to helmet as he was moving forward.
Yep.
And I actually thought initially that he was concussed.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was wrong, and it was knee because he was in a lot of pain, or maybe it was both, and they
Yeah.
just didn't let on. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, that was. It's another reason why they say. Why do you use Matthew Golden as your punt and kick returner? There's really no reason to put. Braylon Allen is their number 2 running back,
Yeah.
and Golden is our 1 or 2 receiver. Big difference.
Yeah.
That receiver you have to have, and he turned into that on that punt return, turned the wrong way,
Oh yeah.
and got
yeah.
lit
Yeah,
up.
shellacked. Yeah.
But I guess I get, you and I aren't paid to make those decisions, so
Sometimes I feel like I could be paid to make those. You're sitting there watching
Exactly.
the game, and you're like, "What?"
yeah. Well, and
What are
like
you
I
doing?
said,
You
Rich
know,
Bisaccia not being able to teach a guy to take the ball outside of the end zone and run with it,
Yeah.
or to have it bounce outside. It bounced outside. This does not take rocket science. It bounced outside. It came up to me. If I down it in the end zone, we get it at the 20. If I run it out, we get it to where I could run to. And we've seen that almost no one gets tackled inside the 20.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're taking it 8 yards deep in the end zone, you're still going to make it back to the 20.
Correct. Yeah.
Run it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think I could do better than him, but who knows?
Yep.
Moving on, we've got our studs, Ashton Genty. So the interesting thing is, one of the teams in our league, 1-2 went Ashton Genty and Omarion Hampton,
Yeah.
and I was 4, and I was really hoping.
Oh yeah, that was yep, I remember that now because I was trying to get the number 2,
Yeah.
and that's when he was like, somebody offered me like 3 firsts and 2 seconds or something in the future, and I turned it down, and I was like,
If you turned that down, you're crazy.
yeah, I was like, well, I'm not giving you anywhere near that, so
I think that was all talk.
yeah,
He was plus 22.5, 21 rushes, 138 yards, a tutty, 2 catches on 2 targets, 17 yards, and 2 more tutties.
Yep.
Well used.
Yep.
I mean,
he's a good running back.
Yeah. It took him a little time to wake up, but seems like he did.
Yep.
Next up, we've got Justice Hill, plus 22, 3 rushes, 76 yards. He had a big one.
Yeah,
1
he's kind of
touchdown.
garbage.
5 catches on 6 targets for 41 yards and another touchdown. Mop
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, garbage time. They
Yeah.
were down, and basically it folded. Handed the game in, and he breaks one, and is able to score. So, yeah, I mean, but he's always been one of those guys that's like if you believe in the in a handcuff,
Yeah.
I mean, I never really did, it kind of depends on the player, but handcuffs to me, they just kind of waste a spot on your bench. But
Right.
again, like you talked about, he could be in for a boost if Lamar misses,
Right.
too, trying to get some different looks because Derrick Henry's never been a big, receiving back.
No,
so.
but I heard they might run the Wildcat and put Derek under center. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, everybody.
That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, did you talk about long touchdowns? We talked about this beforehand. I have Addison, and I played him instead of Shakir.
Yep.
Shakir ended up with more points, but he's running down. He's got that. He unfortunately he had to turn around to catch it,
Yeah.
which slowed him down. 82-yard pass play, tackled at the 1.
Yep.
Or it would have been 8 more points. So next up, we've got Woody Marks, who I drafted in that league and had to drop because I lost my tight end first week. 17 rushes, 69 yards, a touchdown, 4 receptions on 5 targets, 50 yards and another touchdown. Seems to be their new 1A.
Yeah, I think he'll give the Houston offense a bit of a a good bump. Obviously he's got a little more. He's got more juice than Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
I mean Chubb is what he is. He's going to get you 3 yards a carry
Till he breaks one for 22, and, which was more than he had the whole game before.
Exactly, yeah. So,
a
I
week
mean,
ago.
yeah, Marks is, like I said, I think he'll give that offense a little bit of life. It sounds like they're saying Joe Mixon is not anywhere near close, ready to return, if at all.
Right.
So,
But he could come back later.
He could, but
I hold out hope because he's on my he's on my bench. Not on IR. We don't have IRs, so I probably should have kept Woody Marks instead of him.
Yeah.
So next up, Kenneth Gainwell, plus 19.1, 19 rushes, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches on 6 targets for another 35 yards. Obviously, when they say Tracy's going to be out,
I mean, Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren's
Yeah.
Jalen
Yeah, you're
Warren's going to be
thinking
out.
of, the Giants.
Yeah. He was with the Giants, wasn't he? No, he was with Philadelphia for a while. Yeah, I mean, when you get that news, just before game time that the normal running back is out, I mean, someone jumped on that and
Yeah,
picked
well, and
him
that
up.
was the early game too,
Right.
So there's some people that woke up and went, "What the,"
Right.
and he got stuck with the goose. So, but I mean, the Steelers, Arthur Smith, and they're on.
We've talked about him before.
Yeah, and they're on bye this week, so Warren gets that extra week
Yep.
to rest up and and get back to
Right.
to full go. So I think it'll go right back to being mostly Warren.
Oh,
and
I agree.
Gainwell, and
Yeah.
Caleb Johnson is
Right now, he's
Arthur
just-
Smith becoming the OC there, and Caleb Johnson getting drafted there. Everybody's like, oh man, like he halfway through the season, Caleb Johnson will take over and he's going to be great.
Now with Arthur Smith.
It's Arthur
How
Smith.
did that work, Bijan?
Yeah.
How did that work, Drake? How did that
Yeah.
work, Kyle?
Yeah, Tyler Algier putting up,
Yeah.
all those touchdowns that one year, and
Yeah.
you got Bijan Robinson, and you're like,
Yeah. Oh, you know why he didn't get to play? Arthur Smith couldn't pronounce his name.
there you go.
He thought he was Dijon. He thought he was having mustard on his sandwich. Next up, we've got Dak Prescott going against the Packers, plus 18.26, 31 of 40, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rush, 2 yards, a touchdown. That defense disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I mean, they looked at the end. We were talking about it in the Yahoo League with all my buddies. I mean, the defense looked like they just wanted to just walk off the field. They looked gassed. They just looked like they didn't want to be there. There wasn't any. There was no fight aside from Micah saving the game. Really there at the end.
Well, there was
know.
some fight. It was Keyshawn Nixon getting into it with another guy and getting a personal foul again. I mean, yeah, you're spirited, dude, but let's be a little bit more intelligent than, say, a caveman. Oh wait, we can't say that, can we? Caveman.
What?
Well, then Geico or no, which is the one that even
remember.
so easy a caveman can do
Yeah,
it?
I don't remember who that was, but yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, Dak, without CeeDee Lamb too. That was a shocking thing. Everybody
Right.
thought this was going to be just a beatdown.
Yeah.
And the Green Bay defense was going to shut him down. But I mean,
The Green
Dak
Bay
is-
defense couldn't have shut down a high school team
Yeah.
this past week.
yeah, Dak. I mean, Dak is as much as I don't want to admit it, he's a good quarterback.
Oh, he is.
He just has lows, and then he has these highs where he looks top 5 in the league. And like I said, without CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens had the huge game, and Javante was good. Ferguson again, very necessary. He ended up getting a touchdown. So they just got it done.
Yep. It happens. Moving on, we've got our duds. Lamar, minus 11.61, 14 of 20, 147 yards, a touchdown, interception, 6 rushes, 48 yards. He was playing well.
Yeah.
It's just their defense is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. It'll be interesting to see how long he's out. Like you said, the backup isn't anyone you want to pick up.
No, yeah, I would not. I'd do anything other than start Cooper Rush.
Yeah, yeah. You might even take a 0 instead of that because he might actually end up with negative
Yeah.
points. You remember when Peterman did that?
Yeah, was that he threw like 7
Five picks in the first first quarter or first half or something. He was out.
Yeah.
Those are some numbers.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got David Montgomery, minus 9.8, 9 rushes, 12 yards, 0 catches on 1 target. He just disappeared.
Hope he didn't chase last week. Where
I
he was, top whatever fantasy running back.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll stay with Gibbs.
Yeah. I mean, Montgomery, he'll have decent games. He'll have big games. But, I mean, this one was that, I mean, because it was Cleveland, right? That they played?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cleveland's run defense is good, and he's... But, I mean, Gibbs had a good game because it's Jahmyr Gibbs. David Montgomery is not, he can't do what Gibbs does.
Right.
So,
Explosive moves and cuts. And,
Yep. So, I mean, it made sense that he struggled, but only 12 yards on 9 rushes. That's Woof, that's bad.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Malik Neighbors, minus 8.92. Needs, it's expected he got injured and,
Yep.
Only played for a short period. 2 catches on 3 targets, 20 yards. Like we said, out for the season. That's going to be tough to replace.
Yeah, I mean, Wandale had had a huge game. Was it like week 2? Yeah, it was against the Cowboys when Russ put up like
450. Yeah.
So I mean,
72
Wandale
touchdowns.
is capable. He's not Malik, but he's capable. Theo Johnson, their tight end, I think is an interesting. I mean, he's a guy to keep your eye on.
But the thing is, Malik Neighbors, no matter who you're playing,
yeah,
they've got their number 1 on him.
yeah,
And they're probably close to double covering him as much as possible.
Yep.
Wandale becomes, I mean, this isn't George Pickens
yeah,
taking over for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
George Pickens was the number 1 receiver in Pittsburgh.
yeah,
He went over to Dallas, became their number 2, and with CeeDee out,
Yep.
he's their number 1. He's still a number 1
Yeah.
receiver,
Yep.
number 1 quality. Wandale is not.
no, but like I said, I mean, they do have a couple pieces that that are viable.
Yeah.
So, and we'll see next week. With Dart if he how
Yeah,
he
the
does and,
only one I would play would be Dart,
yeah.
only because he's going to run.
Yeah, I mean, the people are picking up on, the Malik Neighbors, like, in the Yahoo League, BJ had Malik Neighbors. He, immediately picked up, I think he dropped Neighbors for Wandale, 'cause
How
he's
can you
out
do
for
that
the
while they're
season.
playing?
Well, it was after.
Where's your waiver wire?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Don't get me started.
yeah.
You need a waiver wire. One of these years, you'll figure it out. Next up, Jake Browning, minus 8.79, 14 of 25 for 125 yards, 3 rushes, 4 yards. I mean, those are horrible numbers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, without Burrow and how bad that line is, like we said, we talked about it, and, Jamar got the Pat Surtain treatment. Surtain's just so good, and he'll shut down your number 1, and if you have Jake Browning behind center, who is getting, immediately has pressure in his face, I mean, that's easy, but this is, last week or the week before against Minnesota, Browning was horrible, and he wasn't as pressured in that game,
Right.
But he was throwing, had 3 picks, very little yardage again, I mean, Cincinnati's just a mess. Like I said, you lose Burrow, and which was probably bound to happen at some point this season with how bad that O-line is. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
Browning, like I said, hopefully they make a change.
Yep. Next up, we've got A.J. Brown, minus 8.71, 2 catches, 9 targets, 7 yards. And he was pissed afterward, and he said, I'll just sit here and be quiet. And, well, you're not being quiet if you post this stuff. So
yeah, well, that's not number 1. Like, I mean, he's never really been a super loud guy, I guess.
No, he hasn't.
But same with Devonta Smith, bad numbers because if they get up, they don't need anything. But you had Dallas Goedert who scored the 2 those.
But you also had
underhand touchdowns.
0 receptions in the second half of the game.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts did not complete a single pass in the second half.
Moving on, we've got our waiver wire. Woody Marks, obviously at the top. I can guarantee you he will be the number 1 waiver wire in our 16-team 2 running back league.
Yep.
Kenneth Gainwell, Justice Hill, those guys are situational. I mean, Jalen Warren comes back, Kenneth Gainwell loses a lot of value.
Like I said, they're going into the bye week, so
right.
If you have the luxury, I guess, to burn a roster or a bench spot, feel free. But
Next up, we have Darren Waller, probably forgotten about. He has been several times over the years.
Well, he's 33,
but he
years
played
old and
amazingly well.
Looked really good.
Yeah,
and with the Tyreek injury, and this was was that last season with Jonnu Smith. was that last season, Jonnu was the number 1 tight end from week whatever
Yep.
to the end.
Yep.
You know, so they use the tight end if they
Right.
have one who's capable. So
Yep.
yeah.
Next up, Marvin Mims.
I actually just picked him up in my Yahoo league.
Nice rush, quite a few targets. So
6 or 7 targets, I
Yeah,
think, this
yeah.
week.
I mean, definitely keep him under under consideration. Wandale,
Yep.
Darius Slayton, kind of a. I might wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I know someone's going to pick one or both of them.
Oh yeah,
But unless you, I don't trust it.
yeah, it's tough. With Dart, like I said, it's his second start, and no
Yep.
Malik, and everything there. But again, yeah, that's to recoup some value from
Yep.
Malik going down, one
Right.
of those 2 guys. So
Next up, Mason Taylor.
yeah, I threw him on here. He had 7 targets. I think I said he was 6 for 65. Was involved. Fields. I mean, the Jets are horrible, but Fields looked pretty good and had a good. Fields had a really good fantasy day too.
Yeah.
So last 2 names.
That did you see the touchdown run?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just faster than everybody. So
Yeah, but I mean, just to going the wrong way, or going this one way and then turning back, and it's like the guy was right there, and
Yep.
he gets around him, and
yeah. So
I mean, he looked electric on
yeah.
that. So
And then just real quick, 2 names. If somehow he's out there, Rashad White, because Bucky Irving is getting did get an MRI today. It kind of popped up out of the blue yesterday. It came up that Bucky was going to be getting an MRI.
Interesting.
So if it comes out that it's something that he's got to miss some time, Rashad White gets a boost. But then actually, I think Sean Tucker, who has done nothing
Old
this
Sean
season,
Tucker.
yeah. But last year,
Right.
had
Filled in a
some
couple of
monster
big
games, and looked really good. So, Rashad White will probably be the main target if he's out there. A lot of people, had him on rosters and stuff, but I think
Yep.
Sean Tucker would be a sneaky ad and even a spot start if you needed it with buys and everything.
Yep. Speaking of buys,
if Bucky misses. So.
Speaking of buys, Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. So make sure that you pay attention to your lineups. There's an early game. We can talk about it
Yeah.
later in the week,
Friday,
but
yeah. Is that one?
Saturday-
that one's in
Sunday morning?
London, I believe.
Yeah.
Back to London.
Yep.
So, all right.
so that's all we've got for this week. I'm Ozzy.
And I'm Austin.
Have a great week.
Good night.